Welcome to another Litecoin video where we're talking about what's going to happen to this coin here. I don't think it's going to be very good. I think that we're potentially looking at something under $10 per Litecoin. If you think that's bad news, then you should probably stick around because it's not looking too good at the moment, especially if you combine this with the XLM analysis, then you'll notice that the pattern is extremely similar and there is no other way that I can make sense of this pattern using AriasWave. So if you're using some other type of analysis like Elliott Wave, then you're probably going to be wrong regardless. But if you're using anything else like technical analysis, yeah, look, I'd suggest learning the waves. It's much better to understand the patterns. There are certain patterns that occur in the market every single time without fail. It's just a matter of you identifying that pattern. So basically, what we're looking at here is a simple straight zigzag wave A in terms of Arias wave. So if you want me to really draw that out for you, just to explain it to you, if I had to do it, let me just explain it like this. So you have a 5-wave move, right? Within that, within wave 2 and 4, you're always going to get the same pattern. It's called the Arias wave correction. So I just drew like a little line there, but in reality, that would be like A, B, C, D, E, right? For the correction. And then you get wave 3 down. So that happens also in wave 4, the same pattern before you get wave 5, okay? So that's the bearish uh, correction. There's also a bullish correction, right? So that's if the 5-wave move is going up, then this is pattern is reversed. Anyway, without getting into that now, this same pattern for okay, so a zigzag has uh, basically 3 components: an A, a B in brackets, and a C. The B in brackets consists of, once again, that whole pattern, right? So that whole pattern is also within a zigzag, and you see here's the first part, wave A, right? A, B, C, D, E. Exactly what I just drew right here. Same shit, right? Different shape, different size, but same waves, same rules apply. Okay. So what does this mean in terms of what we're seeing now, apart from the waves itself, where you can see that there's a head and shoulders pattern? Okay, I've put these little things here to indicate the left head, right head, sorry, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And you can see that there's a potential target of $5 using this method, right? Using the waves, you have a potential target of around $7, $8, something like that, right? So that 5-wave move that we had for wave A is going to repeat itself for wave C. So that is the whole point of this analysis, is to indicate this will happen, right? If you don't understand what that means, it just means you don't understand AriasWave because you've never learned it. So you really can't expect to, understand it. So if you want to leave a comment about something you don't know, it's going to make you look pretty stupid, right? So I'd just be careful with that because, I've been doing this for a while and it always comes back to bite people who do that. So go ahead and try. I'll let you. And then just be aware that there have been a lot of people that have done that before and they all got wrecked. Most people do it because they have FOMO. Okay. FOMO is the leading cause of loss in the market. And if you want to avoid that, I suggest you learn the waves. And if you stick to this channel, you'll eventually get a good entry point for a long-term investment in terms of buying the underlying asset, right? This is not financial advice. This is just what I would do if I had to do it, right? Now, for something that's gone up to $400 to buy it at $8, $10, whatever, that's a pretty good deal, right? So you'd want to sort of be across that instead of buying it at $100 and then it goes down to $10 and then you're like left holding the bag and then you want some more, but you could have bought more earlier, but you fucked up, right? Don't be that person. That's the person I don't want to be either. So just a little bit of that in case you didn't understand what this is all about. Yes, we're going to get a B, C, D, E pattern after that for the bullish version of the correction, which if you had to draw it would look like, okay, first you had your wave 1, and then you're going to have like a, you're going to have a B, you're going to have a C, a D, and an E pattern, right? Now, because the A wave is the largest, you can also get something that looks like A, B, C, D, you know, E, and then you get your wave 3 continuation. Like you can get that type of thing happen in a sort of like a cup and handle pattern type scenario, right? You can get that, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to have to wait 10 fucking years for this whole thing to unravel itself, right? We're already getting pretty close to that, but you know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't mean that you need to wait that long for the correction to occur. It doesn't necessarily mean that. And the reason I say that is because of what I've observed in the markets during the back testing of AriasWave. I've noticed that with wave A's are the largest, when wave A is the largest, and the rest of the correction tends to be a bit smaller and taking less time to occur, but the pattern's always still there, right? But in that case, when wave A is the largest, I tend to want to buy at the area that would be the end of wave A, right? Because it's usually going to be the lowest part that you could possibly buy it at, before it starts moving higher, right? And once it starts moving higher, forget about it. It's not coming back. So this is why I mention it. This is why I talk about it. So if you like it, get on board, follow, subscribe. We'll get more into this in the next few videos, especially once we start to see a bit more of a pattern evolve. As you can tell, I've put the start of that decline as this high here, and I believe that's true, but I need to see some more patterns evolve before I start to get excited and start to think about shorting if there's a correct pattern to do so that's got a small stop. Aside from that, to me, it's about patience and waiting for this pattern to evolve and to occur before actually buying the underlying asset instead of trading leverage. So that's it for me. Have a good one.